I'm here, and I'm gonna turn on WoW, and I'm, hi. How are you guys doing? I'm completely ready and set up for this. What are you talking about? The tea is actually still steeping, and I still need to grab my teacup, and I figured I'm having, here, let me update the thingy. Good morning, everybody. Run through kitchen. Oh, man, I feel like there's more things I normally have on my monitors. Oh. Okay, so this is wrong. This is not the right tea. We're drinking, well, we haven't started yet, but we're gonna have some Earl Grey. I'm gonna need to be on my priest because we're gonna be doing some mount runs this morning. Drinking for the new teacup? I will be. This is tea 1.0. We're about to move into tea 2.0 today. This is just a mint tea. Zavik City, yeah. I'm probably gonna wear this. I wear this a lot on morning streams, and I think that's just gonna have to be a thing. It's my favorite hoodie. You can take it back when I'm dead. I mean, don't, but, good morning. Good afternoon. The pre-stream roll makes you smile and feel better. I might redo it with my Void Elf, but I feel like it wouldn't be as good as it is with the gnome. I feel like the gnome really adds something special to it. Morning, you got your Resto Druid challenge. Congrats! I did not. I spent all of Sunday morning working on it. Could not do it. And then the tower despawned. I was like, well, now I'm really not going to do it. Oh, man. Grats. That one was hard. Okay, so we're going to start in... I did buy more bear tartar. So we're going to start in Stormwind, and then we'll do the normal route. I have 1 hour today. It's going to have to be a little bit of a shorter stream. Because I've got other stuff to do with, like, times that I need to get it done by. But we can do our whole set of mount runs in 1 hour. I feel like if we're really on it, we can just get all of them. So we'll start with Run of the Four Winds. As soon as I hear a beat from the other room, I am going to have to get up and get my tea, and we're gonna get the special teacup, and I feel like I want to have like a small oh, there's somebody at the door. I'll check it out when I get my tea. If it was a knock, it was a very half-hearted knock, and that means that they don't really want me to go. Like a little tiny mini jug of milk. There's a word for that. I don't know what it's called, but I take Earl Grey and other. Oh, there's my tea. Hang on, I'll be right back. I'll English better in a minute. Hang on. So here's a tea. I still have to get up. There was nobody at the door, which is probably good, right? I think. We are ready for tea time. I have this. So this is not the intended purpose of this dish. This dish is actually like it's part of my. There we go. It's part of my Chinese Gong Fu tea set, but it turned out to be a little bit small for what I needed it for, so I ended up not using it too much. It is glazed, so the milk won't harm it or anything. But I figure this will work just fine for having a little bit of my desk, because if I had to get up for a new cup of tea every time I finish this one, I would never stream. Oh, how are you guys doing this morning? Or this afternoon? Too quiet? Am I quiet? I am the same loudness that I always am. Sup, Norma? How are you doing? How are we doing? The Void Elf equivalent of the opening roll would need music. Yeah, that's probably true. We're this button. Okay. Which mounts? So we're going to be starting in Throne of the Four Winds, and that will be looking for the Drake of the, I always forget, one of the winds. Some kind of a windy drake. And then after that, I like to head to Northrend, and assuming that Winter Grasp is available, at that time I typically like to run Vault of Archivon to try and get a War Mammoth, because I still don't have that. And then after that, pop by Eye of whatever you call it, to see if Malagos wants to give me a blue drake, and then we go to Tempest Keep and see if Kael'thas wants to give me a creamsicle bird, and then usually we just pop right by Zul'Gurub. This tea looks so nice in this cup. Like, I haven't added any milk yet, but the color of the tea. This is the Earl Grey that Amy gave me, and it's just the best thing ever. And the funny thing is, I never liked Earl Grey before. It always tasted like pepper to me. And this one doesn't taste like that at all. I don't know what I was drinking before. Maybe I was just very confused. It's highly possible. Oh, you've been grinding Nightborn Rep. You're still only friendly. Rep grinding is so boring. That's something that I need to do on my European account, because I really want to make a Nightborn Hunter and have that be like my EU character. But starting from scratch and trying to do all the stuff without any gear and without any flying, and it's every time it's like, oh no, I don't wanna. It's There's just so many things to do. Okay, so we can do this on really any difficulty. I don't need the Bear Tartar buff up just yet, but we'll start with it. Oh man, that's good. It's all right. Yeah. The teacup is pretty. I was so jealous watching the mail video. I love it so much. Like, it's I never had a China cup like this, and it's just so pretty. It doesn't have a place in the cupboard yet because it's never made it to the cupboard. It typically goes from having tea in it to being cleaned and then to having more tea in it. So I'll need to find a nice safe spot to store it when I ever stop using it long enough to store it, but we'll see. Oh, no Scotty and Utgard. I already have that mount. I have that one already. You got your War Mammoth from Vault of Archivon last week. I'm so happy. Grats. I love the channel. Just got your Ashes of Alar today. Was thinking of your stream. I'm going to need some of that luck. We've been doing these for over a month now, and I would expect to see something soon. You would think. I guess we had a mount drop. We had like the Alex Strauss's Handmaiden drop on stream, but that was like back before Tuesday streams. Why make an EU character anyways? Well, it lets me play with people on EU, and it lets me give battle pets to people that are EU whenever I do battle pet giveaways. Hello from the UK. Good luck on getting your mount. Thanks. Just got my Light Forge, and I'm one round of World Quest away from Void Elves. I am so pumped. Man, that's got to be such a good feeling when you've worked so hard for it, and you're like almost there, and you're like planning out your name, and you're, at least for me, I was like looking on the model viewer and like trying to figure out my hairstyle, and man, I like Earl Grey. Ah, man, I didn't think I did, but apparently I do. So I've been told that, I guess I should loot that thing. It's not going to have it mount or anything, but I've been told that all of the platforms have the whooshy thingy that'll get me to Alakir. I'm down. So, love the P.O. Box vid. Is a Void teacup, right? The colors are just so pretty. I wanted, I went looking around online. I looked up the company because I wanted to see if they sold a teapot. Just because I like having matching sets of stuff, and if they sold a teapot for a reasonable price, I might have bought one. But the only thing I could find from this company, there were 2 results from it. And one of them was this teacup, which is available on Amazon. It's like $20, and it's worth it, I would say. And then, I mean, it was a gift, of course, but... And then the other thing was they had a Design My Logo contest on some kind of a graphic design crowdsourcing site where they did a contest for somebody to design the logo, and then they got their logo from that. And that's the only 2. They didn't have a website or anything, which is sad because it's a lovely teacup, and I would love to buy a teapot. Need to check your mythic chests. Good luck. Do Dragon Soul when you're free. Tons of pets to give away and 3 mounts. Well, I have 2 of the 3 mounts. I have 2 of the 3 Dragon Soul mounts. And the problem is that Dragon Soul takes a long time to clear. And one of these days, I'm going to actually, cross fingers. One of these days, I'm actually going to like clear it up until Deathwing, because I have 12B. I'm just missing the Blazing Drake. One of these days, I'm going to make myself a lockout, and then on a mount run stream, I can just use that lockout on a variety of characters and actually farm for the Blazing Drake. But I've been saying that for a while, and I haven't done it yet, so we'll see. Am I late? Yeah, not late. You're not late. I'm drawing right now, but my cat is lying on my mouse pad, so I can hardly move the mouse. Yeah, that's a real concern. I mean, at least she's not lying on your keyboard, because then she'd probably be inputs. My kitty, she doesn't sleep so much on my mouse pad anymore, but she used to curl up by, like, back when I had the wrist rest. I used to have, so I'm using a Razer Vespula, which is like this thing. I have this mouse pad, if you've ever seen that one before, and it comes with like this big foam wrist rest that I used to use that I no longer use. I don't know why I'm flying somewhere. I need to actually take a Hearthstone. And back when I had it, she used to use it as a pillow, and she would sleep there, and she was very cute and also very much in the way. And then after I stopped using it, I guess she's mad now. It's no longer a cool place to be. My cat tries to chew on my orb weaver cord. Oh no, you don't want that. You don't want that. That's an expensive kitty mischief. Most expensive thing my cat ever broke, which was really my fault, was the control pod for my computer speakers. I have them again. I still have them, but I had some nice computer speakers, and they have this little remote thing. And apparently, when your cat knocks a cup of water on it, it stops working, and you actually can't use the speakers without the remote. Like, they won't turn on. So I had to order a replacement of that, and I took like 4 years before I actually ordered it because I was really lazy. And you have to like call them and buy it over the phone, and that's weird. Okay, so we're heading to, what did I say, Wintergrasp? Wintergrasp. We're gonna see if we can get a Voltmark on War Mammoth. Cat was ejected from his place on my lap. Hazel, do you have any tips for Shadow Priest Mage Tower? I actually have a whole video worth of tips. If you look up Hazelnutty Games and Shadow Priest Mage Tower, you're probably going to find it. Thwarting the Twins, I believe, is the name of it, and that might be the name of the video as well. But the gist of it is you want to make sure that you're doing it, if at all possible, with the correct legendaries. It is going to be massively easier, if you're doing it the standard way at least, if you have Safuz and Prydas. Those will make it much easier than trying to do it without Safuz and Prydas, to the point where I had all the gear to do it, but I didn't have Safuz, and I quit, and I would not go back until I got Safuz, which was like months later, but I wouldn't do it. If you do not have those legendaries, but you have a Mangaz's Madness, and you have a healthy amount of gear, like I would say at least 930, then you can, I'm just making that number up, but like a healthy amount of gear, there is a cheese strat that you can try in which you take Surrender to Madness and a couple other talents. This is another thing that you can look up. And basically what happens is, as soon as Race becomes attackable, in like right after the first phase, you kite the dude, and then he gets a headache, and then Race becomes attackable for like a minute. And if you can kill him in that minute, then you're done. So there's the strategy where you pop your potion, you pop your drums, you pop your Surrender to Madness, and you just go. You just kill him. And if you have enough gear and you have Mangaz's Madness, is pretty important to using that strategy, I think. Then that's a viable option. That's not the way that I ended up doing it. I ended up doing it the old-fashioned way, but it's definitely easier if you can pull it off. Did you finish the Resto Druid Mage Tower off stream? I tried. And the worst part was I was so close. I felt so close, and I couldn't quite finish it. Because every time I would get to the very end, something would happen, and then you have to do the whole thing over again. Gosh. Bill, thank you very much for the super chat. I thought of telling a pizza joke, but they are too cheesy. So I wish you luck on Mount Gathering instead. Thanks, Bill. But yeah, the Resto Druid Mage Tower, I feel like I would do a little better, again, with one other legendary, because one of my legendaries is doing me no good. My Ironbark legendary, I'm not even remembering to press Ironbark anyways, and it's a lot of... It won't help me with the problem that I'm having in that Mage Tower right now. So if I could get my hands on a Soul of the Archdruid, that would be so much better. But I only have 2 legendaries in my Resto Druid. Oh, thank goodness we have Wintergrasp. I only have 2 legendaries in my Resto Druid, so my odds are not good. And I don't think that I want to actually go try and... Oh, dear. Oh, is it running? I think I can... Am I allowed to do this while it's happening, or do I need to actually, like... Kitty, what's up? I swear she gets crazy, like, at this exact time of day. Anyways. Oh, I can fly again. That's weird. Yeah, it would be really easy. It would be easier if I had that legendary. I don't think I need it. I discovered after I had been kicked out because the mage tower despawned that I had not been using my on-use trinket. Granted, it's not a terribly good one, but it's a PvP on-use trinket. It will give me versatility every minute, and I'd completely forgotten about that. I didn't even have it bound. So that will also help. I think I can do it. I just need a little more practice. I'm going to need to collect some more nether shards. Relo's Mindworm, love that mount. It's a good one. Shadow Chest and Bear Tartar make it easy. That is the other thing. Is the Bear Tartar. I never tried it with the Shadow Chest. I didn't have that back then, but that's probably a good one as well. You died at 15%. You were so mad, but you got to keep trying. Yeah. It's just one of those things. You'll feel so good once you have it done. And it's a really cool appearance too. 960 boots for your hunter? Congrats! Did you get that from your... You must have gotten that from your weekly chest that you mentioned that you were going to open. Oh, man. What mount is it in Winter Grasp? The black. Here, I'll show you. War mounts. Archivon. This thing. Grand Black War Mammoth. It is a passenger mount, although it is a ground mount, so the usefulness of the passengerness is limited, and it has a chance to drop off of any of these 4 bosses. And the chance is supposedly not that low. I've heard it's like a 1% chance, which would give you a 4% chance of getting it each time, which isn't that bad. I don't know if that's true. But it can't be that bad. You can't while in battle? Oh, bummer, because I'm in here. It's weird. Maybe the battle was over and I just like snuck in. Are you gonna try today also the Ashes of Alarm out again? Yep, I will be doing that after here we're gonna head to Malagos and try for a Blue Drake, and then we go to Tempest Keep and we try for Ashes. Morning, Flabby, how you doing? Finally able to get you live. Welcome to the stream. Time for Hazel Luck. Hope you get it. I believe that we will get this one day. You know, if we're doing it every Tuesday. I guess if I really wanted to get a specific mount, what I would do in a mount run stream instead is I would pick that mount, run all of my copious amounts of alts to that raid, and then on the stream, instead of like traveling between a bunch of different raids, just do the same one over and over again. I feel like that might get boring, but it can't be any more boring than this. Hey, had a call. Did I miss a drop? You did not miss a drop. we haven't had any drops to miss for a couple weeks now. Hi, I'm Hazel. Sup, Skater? How are you doing? Is it hard to start streaming? Starting? No, not at all. The software that you need is basically free. You can do it with OBS. If your computer can't handle it, then that's another issue, but it doesn't take anything super crazy. And then getting everything set up is fairly straightforward and user-friendly. Ever gonna try for Mim's head? I guess eventually when I run out of other mounts to get. I don't really want to ride it. It's weird. It's like a robot head. That's not a good car. I mean, there's something about it that's weird. I can't explain why I don't want it. But I feel like it would be very rude of me to get a rare mount like that, especially on stream, when I'm only kind of lukewarm about it. You know, that would be very unkind. You finally got your Void Elf today. Now to grind the levels out. That's, 20 to 60 was a great time. 60 to 80 has been a little bit tougher. But I'm almost done. And I think that, and I don't know this because I haven't done it yet, but I think that, and people are telling me that 80 plus, like 80 to 110, gets way better. And I'm very much looking forward to that. I'm 79. And it's just so close. So close. Actually, I'm 79 and a half because every morning I've discovered that there's a pretty quick route that I can do that takes me like maybe 20 minutes, which is a really good thing to do while I'm just sort of sitting here like eating my breakfast or whatever. And I do the Stormwind cooking and fishing daily. And then I hop my flying mount and I go do, there's like a little cluster of 3 pet battle dailies. And then I fly a little farther south and I do 2 more. So I basically do the pet battle dailies around Elwyn Forest, Westfall, Duskwood, Northern Stranglethorn, and Southern Stranglethorn. And all of those give you like the 18k experience each. So by the time you've done all of those plus the cooking fishing dailies, it didn't really take that long because these are very low level pets that you're beating, assuming that you have a max level pet team, of course. It doesn't take very long, and it gets you like a half a level, which isn't insane, but when you can do it really quickly in the morning, it means that even on days when you don't have time to level, if you have time to just do a couple dailies first thing, then you'll still be leveling more over time. 72 to 80 is super easy if you do the Caro Trash Farm. That sounds cheesy and I don't want to do it. How many mounts do you have? I'm a collector myself. You have 357. Dang. I have 377 if we're looking at the total number. If you look at like the number that counts for achievements, it's less, but it is still over 300. But there's plenty of rare mounts that I do not have for sure. There's lots and lots of rare ones that I'm missing. If you pick Mop and do treasure hunting, 80 to 110 is fast. I kind of want to do Cataclysm, and everybody's telling me that Mop is faster, and they're all right. But I really like leveling through Cataclysm. It's a thing that I always do. So look, Karazhan Trash until 81. You'll be there in like 10 minutes. I don't want to. I don't have a good reason for not wanting to either. It just sounds like, I don't know. It doesn't sound very satisfying. Your cat just put her paws in the drying pad too. It just got worse. She's just trying to help. She's got creative ideas, you know. Hey Hazel, what's up, Jennifer? How are you doing? Why did they decide to make the allied races unlockable and not just give them out? That's a good question for a game dev. I couldn't really tell you. There's probably a good reason. Or there's probably a reason. I don't know if it's a good reason. I really want to play High Mountain Tour, but I don't have the money to pre-order yet. Well, they'll be around. You know, they're not going anywhere. And if you, presumably, assuming that you don't have the unlocks, the Tauren ones aren't that bad, but assuming that you don't have the unlocks yet, you may be able to buy, I've heard, and I don't know if this is true, which is something I say before everything I say on the internet now, but I don't know if this is true, but I've heard that supposedly after BFA, or at some point after BFA, I don't know exactly when, but the rep requirements for at least the 4 allied races that we have now will not be active anymore. Like, that's just to play them now. Like, I've heard that you won't need the rep to recruit them later, because it would be a little goofy if, like, 4 expansions down the road, someone comes back and you make them go to Argus and grind out Argosian Reach rep in order to play a Void Elf. Like, they're not going to do that. I don't think. So you might do that. Hazel needs a chat command for a link to her Simple Armory profile. That's probably true. I can set that up at some point. I'm looking at Wowhead for the drop rate. You had to run that dungeon 23 times for a 50% chance of getting the mount. Sorry for the bad news. Oh, Vault of Arcon. Bummer. I also love Kata leveling. The expansion gets a lot of hate, but I thought it was dope. Kata was my favorite expansion. I don't know where the hate's coming from. I love Kata. Kata brought us Transmog. Kata brought us account-wide battle pets. Kata brought us, is that it? LFR. Kata had all sorts of good stuff. Kata was my Golden Years expansion. I enjoyed it a lot. Norma has a cat stretched out. He is so relaxed and looks like a mile long, all stretched out. We've taken to calling our kitty a fur noodle whenever she does that. Like, 'cause sometimes they just get very long, and it's just like she's a big fur noodle. Where do you get your teacups? I watched your stream saying where you did, but I can't remember which stream it was. Okay, so not this one. This one was a gift. But generally speaking, my smaller, like, handleless Asian-style teacups, I get them from a website called teaware.house. 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 I didn't like any of those things. You don't like transmog? You don't like transmog? I know there's some people that don't like transmog. Speaking of transmog, Trial of Style is up. I'm not going to do it on this stream because I'm going to do it on Friday's stream. Friday afternoon, I have promised and scheduled a Trial of Style, and we're going to have to do really well, because if I don't do it on Friday, that's going to be the end of it. It's the last day of the event, so the event will still be up during the stream, but we're gonna do our very best to win on each different armor type to get the sets. I'm not too fussed about the toy thing that lights the stage on fire. It sounds cool, but it doesn't sound like something I need. But I would like to collect the sets. I should do Antorus with viewers on your druid and get some gear. The problem is my gear is mostly okay. Like, the item level of my gear is higher than the item level that I would get from Antorus that I could easily play in my druid, given that I don't really know how to PvE heal, or I'm not experienced with it. Like, her stuff is like 940-ish from PvP. The problem is that her weapon is not 75 traits, so I need some artifact power, because that would help me unlock the rest of the Netherlight Crucible stuff. There's a couple of the bottom traits that would help. And she has, like, no legendaries. And legendaries are unfortunately not, like, you can catch up if you're going to commit to a character, but they're not something you can just grind out, like, a specific one real quick. There's no way to do that. It's a much longer grind. And I don't know if I think I can do it without it. I think that's just, it would make it easier. I know I can do it with it. I just need more practice. I should just farm a bunch of nether shards so that next time it comes back, I'll be like, all right, I have 50 attempts at this, and if I can't do it in 50 attempts, then I just don't deserve it. You know? You didn't like transmog at start, now it's grown on me. All expansions progress the game and added features that we take for granted. I remember vanilla being bad for so many things. Kata gets a lot of hate because it changes the old content that upset a lot of people. I guess I didn't, because I started playing in Wrath, I leveled a couple of times through the content before the Kata change, and then I leveled many, many times after the Kata change, and I was personally a big fan of it. I thought that the quest and content got much, much better. But that's just me. That's always a subjective opinion. They're not toys, they're consumables. Oh, well then I extra don't need them. You're at 103 now, so close to being done. Did you get your Restored Druid appearance? No, I was tested and found not worthy. What mount this boss gives? He gives 2 mounts. There is a blue drake and there is an azure drake, and I have one of them but not the other one, so hopefully we get the one that we need and not the one that we don't need, because that would be a bummer. Oh yeah, I'm supposed to get on a thingy. As the Malygos. Did I do something wrong here? That's because it doesn't drop from Malygos, it drops from the Eye of Eternity. Yeah, so there's Blue Drake, which is the one that I need, and then Azure Drake is the one that I have, but I need this one. Where'd he go? There he is. How you doing? How's your week been? You do anything cool on the weekend? Oh, no, I need to hit him, don't I? There we go. Complete the Ixcrig World Quest every time it's up. The problem is that I haven't unlocked the Ixcrig World Quest. I have done very little, no luck in the mat. I've done very little unlocking and just general stuff on that druid because I was very dedicated, and I still kind of am, to that is a PvP character. I don't want to do things that are not PvP, and I guess the Mage Tower is an exception because I do want to unlock the appearance. But aside from that, I do not do Mythic Dungeons. I do not really do World Quests. I avoid PvE wherever humanly possible. So I haven't done the quest line on, I have not done the quest line to unlock Ixcrig, so I can't do that. You have to actually do the treasure hunting thing. So we're going to head to Tempest Keep next and try for an Ashes of Alar. What I do need to do, though, is I think if I just run through, like, a couple of invasions, those are pretty quick. I don't even have to do the end thing. You just, like, the Invasion World Quest, and those give you, like, 200, a couple hundred shards each, so that'll be a little bit faster. It is completely sustainable to do it. It was completely sustainable to do it by just flying around and getting chests. Like, you can get, in a pretty quick lap of the Broken Shore, you can get about 5 chests, and that's good for 5 attempts, which for the Restored Druid one is like an hour's worth. So it wasn't that bad. I hope people get Ashes of Alar today. That would be cool. That would be cool for sure. I want to use this lock as my main going into BFA, so I need to get geared quickly. Yeah, I mean, in BFA, there's going to be new gear. There's going to be new leveling. It'll definitely be a little bit easier to level if you have a bunch of gear, at least early on. But it's one of those things that's such a short-lived advantage anyways that I usually don't stress about it too much. I was originally really concerned with how I was going to get my, I was originally quite worried about how I was going to get my Void Elf, like, all caught up once I finally finished leveling it. Then I realized I don't really need to. You know, I'll gear up in BFA. For now, I'm pretty much set. What am I doing? Oh yeah, I'm clearing up my bags and I'm heading to Tempest Keep. And while I'm flying there, I will be able to sit and drink some tea. Hello, that hungry gamer dude. How are you doing? Are you hungry? Manga's always been your favorite thing. Your dad traded us like 100 gold to make a guild with, and I just bought a dress collection. That's the correct choice, honestly. You think Kata content is more playable, but it's sad to see every zone always in world-ending stress, and the plot is not as new player friendly. I don't know if I would agree that the plot's not new player friendly. I would definitely agree that the world is in world-ending stress because all of it is very much Kata. And that's the other thing that I think that they could have probably looked at is when they redid the old worlds with to update them with Cataclysm. I think that they probably could have been a little bit more forward-looking with that and done more of the zones, like updated them without having them be directly affected by the Cataclysm. And maybe that would have seemed lame at the time. But it does kind of feel when you're leveling 1 through 60 that you're dealing with a lot of really like, you know, Deathwing is flying around and there's elementals just wreaking havoc. And then you level past that and you're like, oh wait, we're done now. That's good. It's fine. Everything's fine. You don't need to worry about it. They probably could have just made some storylines that weren't expansion specific. I don't know. I just got the ashes last Saturday. Congrats! First time I see you live. Welcome to the stream, Murphy's Law. I hope you enjoy it. Sometimes you feel bad about one-shotting old bosses. It feels like bullying. Yeah, they always get back up. They seem pretty resilient. Do you think Blizzard will allow to run the same raids with different difficulties and the same lockout? I hope not. I don't think there's a good reason for them to let people do that. I think that it encourages an insane amount, like, more grinding that is already available. If they ever did do it, then they would. If they did do it, it would be for legacy raids only, because if you allow that for current raiding, that's just a recipe to kill your mythic raiders. But I don't think so. I'm glad I finally caught you live because I'm an Aussie. What time is it in Australia now? I just caught the Azure Drake. Congrats, Zach. The dress collection was before transmog was a thing. I lost many a good stash of gold to collecting battle pets before battle pets were account wide. I had some expensive doubles on a variety of different characters. Crimson Whelps. I farmed the Crimson Whelp, I think, 3 separate times before they became account wide, and now I wish I could get that time back. That's a pretty mount. How did you get that? There's a little delay on the chat, so I'm gonna assume that you're talking about the one that my random favorite mount summoned. I think was it this one? Was it the Quillen? The Imperial Quillen is the Mop Collector's Edition mount. If you can get your hands on a Mop Collector's Edition code, then you can upgrade your account and get it. Otherwise, you are out of luck. The new cut, kind of funny to see it here after just seeing the box opening vid. I filmed the box opening vid on Saturday, so I've had a couple of days with this thing now, and I have yet to spend. I think I've yet to go 8 hours without having a cup of tea from it. I'm smitten, I think is the right word. Finally caught a stream. What's up, Amulius? How are you doing? How is it? It's so cool. It's precious and it's dainty, and I'm continually afraid of breaking it, but I don't think it's actually all that delicate. I'm just being very careful with it. I made some Hearthstone biscotti. I made the Hearthstone nibble biscuits from the Hearthstone cookbook because I kept putting them on the baking stream polls, and I really wanted to make them, and nobody would vote for them. Nobody wanted to see me make them, and at some point I was like, fine, I'll make them by myself. So I made the Hearthstone nibble biscuits on Sunday. I made them on Sunday, and it's just a very nice little tea and biscuits. I can start having a tea time. I found lately that I've been having a really hard time being energized and awake and focused and efficient and wanting to be alive in the afternoons. Like, I have really good mornings, and I have a great evening from like 5 o'clock onwards, and I can do really good work during those times. But between the hours of like 1 and 5, I'm just useless. And I think maybe what I need is an afternoon tea time. Maybe it's just a caffeine crash. Hazel, I have a question that has been burning on my lips since yesterday, and I think it's fun to know. If you could create your own tea flavor, what would it be? That's a tough one that is going to take some thought, because I would love to one day, far future, I would love to sell some tea. I would love to create special tea blends and also just source some of my favorite teas and then sell them. I think that would be both a fun hobby and just like a very nice and unique thing to do. But as far as flavored teas, it's tough. I think I would give you a poor answer if I tried to rush one out now. I almost forgot. Is your bathroom recovering well? Thank you for thinking of it. Oh, speaking of, I have a story. So no, basically, it's everything works, which is good. And there's no construction in my apartment, which is also good. So it's basically like everything's fine, except for the fact that there is still a big hole in the bathroom wall. Just in the drywall. It's not like anybody can see in, but there's a big hole in the drywall, and there is no flooring. It's just concrete with like glue and dust, and we have like some towels laid down to walk on, but there's no flooring in there. It's bad. And nobody seems to be able to tell us when they're going to be able to get that fixed, but there's nothing we can really do about it, so it's whatever. And on Sunday morning at 7 in the morning, I get woken up, and my husband's like, "Do you hear that?" And turns out the water reservoir tank, like the water heater, spraying water up into the ceiling and then like dripping all over the bathroom. And like, this is just a separate issue from the thing that went wrong last time. And we're just looking at it like, oh no. And I just took the dog for a walk and got out of there because I didn't even want to be home anymore. And apparently, like, the maintenance guy came by and just routed the water to avoid the tank, which looks very big and important, but apparently we didn't need. I don't really understand. But I guess it's fine. Everything seems to work, and we still have hot water, so it's probably okay. But man, this place is just breaking one thing at a time. It was just bizarre. I just got the Lambert Mana regrets, Robert. Let's see, hazelnut wedding dress, scrolling through Instagram. I still have that dress, and I don't know what to do with it. I'm not, like, what do people do with their wedding dresses? It wasn't terribly expensive. I think it was like $200, maybe $300, which is expensive for a dress, but for a wedding dress, it's just, it's very big, and I don't know what to do with it. I don't really want it anymore. I guess I could donate it to somebody. What am I doing here? We're just running the raid. I think a nutty tea. I would enjoy a nutty tea. It means that I can't share it with my husband because he is allergic to all nuts, which is unfortunate. But like an actual hazelnutty tea would definitely be a good option. Would it be hazelnutty flavored? I think we would have to have one. I would have to find one blend that goes really well with hazelnut, like some kind of a caramel hazelnut sort of flavoring thing. Finally got to see the Light Forged Dread. Now I need 10k rep more for the Void Elves. The Void Elves, I think, are definitely the worst one, for sure. The building you're in sounds awful. Who did the plumbing? That's the funny thing, is the building is pretty new, and everything looks really nice. I think it was just built very cheaply. Like, it's new construction, and somebody made a lot of money, and the rent is pretty high, but they cut a lot of corners when they were making it, and everything just seems to be breaking. But, you know, when it works, it's fine. One thing that I really do like about this place that I appreciate is that the sound is very well insulated. I have never really, like, unless somebody is like moving furniture or slamming doors, which does happen. Why am I killing this boss again? Oh well. Unless there's like vibration related sound, you never hear people talking. You don't really hear people's music except for this one time that somebody put a stereo that had like actual Nickelback. I kid you not, against the wall that was adjacent to my old office. And it was only for like an hour, and then somebody turned it off. But it was like 2000s era Nickelback, and it was the most bizarre thing, because I've never met those neighbors. I didn't even know anybody lived there, because honestly, they're like, you know, stuff stays on the door for a while. It was just, anyways, bizarre. But generally speaking, the sound seems to be insulated pretty well as far as like sound. Like you're never gonna hear somebody's TV, which is nice. I hope you get the Ashes of Pilar. If you have an immersion heater system, then you don't need a tank. The tanks were used to store and maintain the hot water. Nowadays, it's immersion heats it as you need it. I guess that might be it. There's still a very big looking tank there. It must do something. I don't know. As long as everything works, I'm not going to ask too many questions. Why don't you do these live mount runs and such broadcasts on Twitch? There you go. Got the answer. I enter the stream. The first thing I hear is it's very big, and I don't know what to do with it. Husband is allergic to all nuts. How unfortunate. Yeah, it's pretty unfortunate nut. Guys, it's too early. Would you consider yourself a tea expert? No, not at all. Absolutely not. I consider myself a tea drinker. Enthusiast, maybe, at best. Enthusiast is the most advanced word I would apply to myself. There's so much I don't know. I just really like drinking it. And I kind of like collecting it, you know. I like having options for every mood and figuring out what I prefer for each different thing. Sorry for all the apartment issues. Hopefully they give you a break on the rent. I mean, that would be nice. That would be nice. Well, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. One day I'll save up some money, and I'll just buy a house, and we'll have a hazelnutty house, and then I'll have a garden, and I will plant stuff there, and I will get a fish, and it's, you know, one day. For now, pretty good. It's definitely, there's definitely worse places to live. Yeah. Oh, this tea is so good. Best tea you've ever had? People ask me that a lot, and they ask me for my favorite tea, and I think I tell them something different every time. It's very hard to say because the different teas are so different. Like, a good strong cup of English tea is going to be very different from, like, a gongfu brewed Chinese tea, which is going to be very different from, like a Taiwanese oolong. Is going to be very different from, like, a flavored tea, and there's things that I enjoy at all the different categories, and something that is perfect for one mood may be very not good for another mood. I still should be able to pick a favorite. I would say that if I had to keep only one type of tea, I would keep the category pu'er teas. Those I think are my favorite, but I wouldn't drink them all the time. And I don't really have any specific favorite one because I'm still always trying new ones. Is that tea good? This one? This one right here? This is an Earl Grey. This is phenomenal. It's Amy sent me this from England. This is the East India one. It's very good. It's very good. My husband found it a little bit, it's got a very strong floral taste to it, but I really like it. My favorite streamer. I don't watch a whole lot of streams because typically speaking, I don't really have time. Like, it's a very long form of entertainment. But when I do have time to watch a stream, if he's streaming, I will 100% of the time watch a Savix stream. I'm a pretty big Savix fan. I enjoy that one. It's a PvP stream, but that's alright. A lot of things, the more you get into it, the more you find out that you don't know. Nowadays, I just say I really enjoy something. Yeah, that's how you do it. That's how you do it. A good tip for getting to Tempest Keep is poured into the blasted land and flying straight over the twisting nether from there. Straight over the twisting... Oh! Oh, you mean like from Hellfire. Oh, I never thought of that. That's probably faster. You're right. Where do you get most of your tea? Depending on what kind of tea, I get it from different places. I get my Chinese teas, generally speaking, from yunansourcing.com. I get my flavored and more casual and somewhat cheaper teas kind of in equal parts from Harney and from Stash. Always loose leaf. I don't really buy tea bags anymore. But I'll do like a loose leaf Harney tea if there's just something that I want to try. They tend to be fairly inexpensive and they're usually good. And that's a good place for flavored teas as well. But all of the really good Chinese tea, like the pure stuff that's not flavored, is usually from Yunnan Sourcing. It takes a while to ship from China, but it is 100% worth it. I wonder if a haggis flavored tea exists. I would probably pass on that one. Favorite game apart from WoW? Tough to say. A couple years ago, I probably would have told you either Dark Souls or Overwatch, or pardon me, Dark Souls or Don't Starve. But these days, I might say Overwatch. But I don't know if my love for Overwatch is really a love for playing Overwatch. I have a very deep and ingrained love for watching Overwatch. I am super addicted to watching the Overwatch League, to the point where I will organize my workday so that there is a work that I can do while watching, which is typically some kind of drawing, or if I'm working on like a design for something, then I'll pop that on my iPad and then I'll curl up in the couch and I will just watch Overwatch League for as long as it's going. I can't get enough of it. And I enjoy playing Overwatch too, but I'm not terribly good. It's very much a casual, fun thing for me when I do it. Nah. All right. Next stop is Zandalari, Zulgrub, not Zandalari, Zulgrub to try for a raptor. Should I rooibush tea? I have two rooibushes, and then I have one that's called a honeybush tea, which is related to the rooibush. Technically speaking, if we're going to be really pedantic about it, rooibush and red teas are not technically teas, but I'm not going to really split hairs over it. But I have a honeybush one that I really enjoy because they're very good because they're caffeine free and they're just nice for you, and they also taste really good without having a whole lot of sugar. Well, without having any sugar in them. And I really like my honeybush tea for evenings. Opinion on coffee. I think that coffee is great for people that like coffee. I can appreciate and understand that there's a whole world of coffee that is beyond me. And I am not really a coffee person myself. I'll drink it. Like, I'm not gonna say no if it's important to somebody that I have some coffee. But typically the caffeine concentration is a lot for me, and I get jitters very easily. And it's not, the taste isn't to my preference. I'm the same way with beer. I live around Portland, and beer is a big deal here. And the friends, my husband's friends are very much beer people. And we'll visit them sometimes, and they'll have all these fancy beers. And I'll try all of them, and I can tell that there are differences, and I can tell that there's cool and interesting stuff going on there. But it's all beer to me, and I've never had a beer that I actually enjoyed. Hazel, can you explain these tea pet things from this teaware site? Yes, tea pets are great. So a tea pet is less exciting than it sounds. It's basically a clay or stoneware little figure, and you have it on your tea board, which is something I think I've shown before, but maybe one day I'll do like a Gong Fu stream. But anyways, you have it on your tea board, and whenever you have some tea, typically one of something that you drink without milk, like a straight oolong or green or a black tea or whatnot, you pour a little tea over your tea pet. So if you did a rinse where you rinse out your teacup and your tea, like your teacups and your teapot, and with a little bit of water over the tea before you start brewing, then you'll pour the rinse over it. And basically, the tea pet sort of absorbs some of the colors of all of these various teas that you pour over it over time. You never wash it, and it's just, it's like he's your little buddy, and he's always there with you when you're drinking your tea, and you always share. I have a little dragon here. I'll show you my tea pet. actually have 2 tea pets because I got one for Christmas as well. But this is my little dragon, and you can find this on the website. He's one of the more expensive ones, but I just really wanted him, so I bought it. So he's on a little stone, and he can see, it's kind of hard to tell. He's not super discolored, but you can see he's got like a little bit of like a blue, almost oily sheen to him, and that's from his tea soaking. And then this thing is he's like I don't even know what he is. He's like a little yeti dude. He used to be white, and now he is very dirty, and that's okay. He's like a little sooty tea yeti, but I keep those on the tea board, and then whenever I have tea, I share a little bit with my dudes. Suggest the tattoo links the imager. That's a good idea. I should set that up. I can't stand rooibos tea. there's always something that won't appeal to some people. For Dark Souls fans, Salt and Sanctuary. I've heard of that. Yeah, I never did Salt and Sanctuary. I've done the Dark Souls games, and I did Bloodborne. I like Bloodborne a lot, but I haven't had a whole lot of time for them lately. But Overwatch is great because, you know, watching Overwatch, I don't have to really think super hard, you know? I can kind of be chilling back and relaxing. Nothing is expected from me. I can just follow my favorite players and get really excited when they get headshots, and it's great. It's great. I like the little lamb tea pet. They're fun. They're fun. I'm really happy and excited that some of you guys want to talk about tea with me. It means a lot. I love to make recently fresh jellies. I made a fresh banana jelly. What's that like? I've been interested, and I haven't done anything because I think I would need a little bit more space. But I've been interested in doing preserves like that. Like, I want to do... My grandmother makes this spicy pear butter. And spicy doesn't mean, like, hot. It just means, like, you know, like Christmas cookie spices, basically. But it's like a spicy pear butter. And it's like a spread. And it is the best thing ever on waffles, because she also makes the best waffles. And I need to learn how to make that. And can it. And they also can their own salsa, and... I want to learn how to can tomatoes, because whenever I grow tomatoes, I end up with just like tons of them, and we don't eat them that quickly, and I would love to be able to can tomatoes to make like my own tomato sauce later. And I've never done it, and I've looked up some videos on YouTube, and maybe one day I'll get into that. Only took me 2 runs for the ZG Panther. I was that way with the ZG Panther, actually. Yeah, I'm looking for the Raptor. Hey Hazel, did you have any luck with the Druid Challenge? No, well, no. If I had luck, it was not enough to overcome my lack of skill. I did spend more time on it after the stream. I did not quite succeed. I got pretty close. I got to the very last boss a couple times. I figured out what I need to do. The last time I wiped, it was because I had my health at a good point, and that was fine, and I was doing fine, but I forgot that the boss, when he jumped, is not only going to jump on me, but he's also going to do that jump damage to my allies. I just needed to top them off a little bit more. I was very close, generally speaking, but I did not quite get it, so maybe next time. I would love to have another legendary for it, but I'm not going to worry about it too much. I think if I just get enough nether shards for, if I get enough nether shards for a couple of, like a good handful of attempts, and then if I get like, some artifact power for like a couple of more traits, I think it might be okay. Finally made the live show. I'm psyched that you actually like barley tea. I've heard some people say it tastes like an ashtray. Oh, I actually had I tried that barley tea that you sent me for the first time last night. So you said to make it in like 2-liter quantities, and I don't actually have a thing that big. Like I do for icing, but I don't have one that'll handle hot tea that big. So I just made it in like the biggest teapot that I could, and that was pretty good. I had some of that last night. But yeah, barley teas, buckwheat teas, they're nice. They kind of remind me of genmaicha, like the Japanese teas that have rice in them. Kitty? I'm gonna check on my cat like real quick. Hang on. She's fine. She's just mad at the wall. Okay. Do you think you'll do a tea video once BFA content calms down? Maybe. I feel like it would be poor practice for me to post like a video completely about tea on my main channel. But if I post it on my second channel, nobody's ever gonna find it, because for good reason I never ever post there. So maybe, but I would need to find a good way to do it. I think I would be more likely to make like a blog post, like a big website write-up, one day, maybe. I don't know. I need something to do for another like 10 minutes, because I promised an hour, and an hour we will do. And what is another thing that I can do that might give a mount? We could that we actually have time for. I've done I have mounts for all of the other fast raids, I think, unfortunately. I guess we could do some Argus stuff. Is Wrangler, what's his name up? I don't have the Wrangler Kravos menu yet, I don't think. Come on, Statue Raptor. No dice in that. Don't need a ton of space to can stuff. I would need the jars, though. I would need the jars, and I think you need, like, the big pot for, like, water bath canning, which I think is the one that I would do, because pressure canning terrifies me. And I actually have no cupboard space left. What am I doing? Oh, yeah, I had an idea. And then I forgot. Oh, yeah, Argus, that's right. How long does it take for the Mage Tower 0 to 100? Usually a couple days, about a week, maybe. What's your skincare routine? Sorry for the random question, but you have really nice skin. That means a lot to me. I've been honestly, my skin's not that great. It's not, but I'm blessed in that I can put pretty much whatever on it, and it doesn't really get irritated. I don't have sensitive skin. I do wear a fair amount of makeup for the stream, but I use the CeraVe products. I use their foaming cleanser twice a day, and then I follow that up with a serum. I have their skin renewing serum that I use at night, and then I use the ordinary buffet serum in the morning. And then eye cream's typically something that I got from a sample from like a beauty subscription box, or CeraVe also has an eye cream that I use. And then I use their PM moisturizer in the evening, and then the AM one has an SPF, and I always make sure I have sunscreen on before I go outside. Even though it is Oregon and it is winter, it will do me some good someday, I'm sure. And then I like to do face masks on the weekends. Just like once a week, you know, it's nice. You get a little bubble bath, get a little face mask on, drink lots of water. Cannot maintain a train of thought. We're going to Argus to see if any of the, if the Wrangler, because the Argus mount that I need is, what am I doing? Which of these buttons do things? Argus. Okay, so we have a lot of Argus mounts. We do not have that, which is not happening. What's that from? Is that the one that can just drop from, like, any of the rares? And then I'm missing 2 of the fell-spotted eggs. Yeah, I don't have the Wrangler Kravos. Let's see if he's up. Let's see, and that's not happening either. Let's see if Wrangler Kravos is up. Let's head out there. I haven't been to Argus in a while. Trial style is on. Let's see you do that. I'm going to do that on Friday. Friday stream, 3 p.m. Pacific. I will be running the Trial of Style on different characters. This isn't how you get to Argus. This is how you get to Argus. Single Legion Invasion nets you around 22 tries. I'm going to have to try and remember next time. I keep seeing Legion Invasions being up and being like, I should go do that at my Resto Druid. Then I'm like, oh, I don't want to. In Mexico, there's green chili and everything, including jelly and candles. I even found a green chili cookie once. I mean, I feel like a green chili cookie would be better than a green chili candle, but maybe a green chili candle would be nice. Your allies can do a lot of damage after you die. The problem was that my ally died. I was fine. I was completely fine. My ally died. So I needed to prioritize them a little bit more. Any good fruit-flavored teas? Oh, yeah. The most widely available one that I'm really fond of is I really just like peach tea. And you can find all sorts of places will sell like black tea that is peach flavored, and those are usually pretty good. Stash does a good one. I think Harney has one as well. Whew. Okay, so I may as well pick these up. I don't really need them for anything. What do you want? Invasion points? Why not? I guess I should just look in the group finder. If I can remember which button does that. Group finder? Is it in questing? Like, I don't need to join a group. I just need to find out if there are any. Maybe I have to be in the zone. I don't really know how any of this works. It's around here, isn't it? Let me skip to the front. Do you have the blue protodrake? I do have the blue protodrake. Tomatoes are fine in the water bath. Yeah, I've heard that tomatoes are good, but I can't do vegetables like peppers because those ones you need, you need to do with a pressure canner. Cold and sunburning in a big juice jug if you like. Cat's in the other room like, dang you all. Yeah, she does that. Typically she'll like run all the way up the cat tree and then get really mad at this one point of the wall. And there's like, it's not like there's shadows or reflections or really anything on that part of wall. She's just really very upset about something. Can't run with chai tea. That's true. Chai tea is always very good. I didn't like any of the other teas that I bought from Adagio Teas, which is like a tea website. But their masala chai was phenomenal. It had like big chunks of actual ginger and actual cardamom and actual cloves in there. And it was just very, very nice. Where am I going? Ooh, I got 20 pet charms if I defeat that guy. That's a lot of pet charms. I hate that guy though. All of the Macquarie battle pets are awful. I don't know if regular Kravis is around somewhere, right? Yeah, somewhere around here. I thought he was by a lake. Is he by this lake? He's probably not up. This is where he spawns. He's probably not up. May as well just go fight the pet boss. Tea Test has some eye creams. KVD products are some of the best price. I've seen. I didn't know they were the best price. I'll have to look that up. Cause yeah, I'm lucky in that I can use a whole bunch of different things. So I'm just trying to find whatever works best for me. Do you have the Primal Flame Saber mount? I do actually have the Primal Flame Saber. I actually played, bizarrely enough, I played a game of Heroes of the Storm last night. I never do because I don't usually have a good reason to, and I'm obviously not very good at it, but one of my buddies is leaving. He's going away for a while, for like a month or two. He's going on an extended overseas trip, and before he left, we wanted to hang out, and he wanted to play a game of HOTS, so we ran at least one against other people, which is something I typically try to avoid, but we did win, and I wasn't the worst feeder on the team, okay? There's at least one person that fed worse than me. Oh, man. Every time I play a competitive game like that, it makes me want to either spend some time in Overwatch or in WoW PvP to try and get a little bit better at it, but it's never the right idea. It's never something that I have time for. Hi Hazel, this is the first stream I've caught in a while, so happy to catch you. I have some bad news in that we're almost finished with the stream, but you did make it, and I'm glad that you're here. Hazel, what World Quest add-on do you have? That's a good question. I have interface add-ons. World Quest Tracker. World Quest Tracker. That's the one that I use, apparently. All right, Snoz. Am I gonna have to look up my own video? What do I use for this guy? Hang on for just one moment. I should have set these up in rematch. So in all of my videos for these, the very first strategy that I list is typically the best one. So I apparently used a Sharp Talon Hatchling. I've kind of like blocked the memories of making these videos from my brain because they took me so long, and relatively speaking, like nobody watched them. Which is fine. I'm glad that I did it. I'm glad that I did the achievement, but I think I'm not gonna do this kind of thing again. And icky. So we're looking at that, and that. These ones are so annoying because the dude swaps your pets. And then what do I want to do? Rip? Is that what I want to do? Or maybe I start with Falcosaur Swarm. Probably start with Falcosaur Swarm. And then Screech, and then Bite twice. I've lost my chat window here. There it is. If you play D3, don't forget to log in for a random tune for a really cool in-game pet. If all I have to do is log in, then fine. All of my guildmates have been playing Diablo. They were on a big Diablo kick with the latest season. But that's one that I know for a fact that Diablo is really hard on my hands. Like, it's so click heavy. I end up getting really bad hand pain after I play it, and it's just not worth. It's just not worth. So after this, do I want to Black Claw Flock? Okay. I guess this guy isn't the worst one. Shade Flicker was awful. I think this guy was rough for a couple of the family-specific strategies, but this one seems to be okay. Am I gonna have to look up my own video? Fastest way to level pets. You want to get 45 pet charms and buy an ultimate battle training stone, especially if you're leveling pets for the first time. You can get pet charms if you have never leveled pets before by getting a Boon of the Zookeeper, putting it on your shoulders. You cannot grind those out like terribly quickly, like chronologically speaking, but over like a week or so of doing world quests or a couple days of logging in every hour and killing a bunch of stuff, you can get your 45 charms, get your first pet leveled up, and after that you can buy pets that are leveled up. Once you have like a couple of battle pets, it's very easy for you to do pet battle world quests that give you big chunks of pet charms, which then let you get more upgrade stones that let you level more pets to do more world quests. I would say do it that way. Don't level pets the old-fashioned way anymore unless you really want to. Back to work. Have a great day. We should troll the heck out of you about your add-ons. That's a SEM feature. I would believe you though. I'm kind of gullible and I'm not super up to date on what each of my add-ons do. I kind of have a setup where everything works and then I don't really touch it. Oh man, that would be mean. It's a StarCraft event pet. Any tips for how to level pets fast? Battle pet charms and then buy the upgrade stones. Number one favorite mount on live or alpha? That B. Although on live we have, of course, this You know, if it's got a spot on my bar, that means that it's pretty. That's a favorite. This one. This is my favorite Shadow Priest mount. That is the good stuff right there. All right, I've got to go. Thank you guys for watching. I know it was a short stream. I will be back tomorrow morning. So I'm not gone for long. Tomorrow morning I'll be back at 11 a.m. Pacific time. We're going to be making Malfurion's mash. And the reason it's at 11 a.m. is because that's like a potato thing, and that's basically lunch. I'm going to be making lunch. And then Friday, we're going to be doing the trial style stream. Today, I'm going to have a video to see me that I can finish editing it. That is why I have to go. I need to finish editing it. So I've got a video coming out today. Videos every weekday, assuming that I can do my job. Thanks for watching. Thank you for your support. Thank you for everybody that has been watching but not chatting. I appreciate the lurkers. I appreciate the chatters. And I appreciate the people that watch the VoDs after the fact because the time doesn't work for you. I'm glad that you're all here, and I will see you next time.